Hello, everybody. The Stanley Cup playoffs are finally here, and with the Florida Panthers being out, in part due to the absence of Barkov, the race to see who will hoist Lord Stanley's Cup is up for grabs. Let's start out on the West. Colorado and Los Angeles. This seems like a huge mismatch because Colorado are one of the favorites to win the Stanley Cup. Now, Nathan MacKinnon leads the league in goals this season, so I'm going to pick the Colorado Avalanche. The Stars and the Wild. Kaprizov signed that huge extension, which was record-breaking. However, the Dallas Stars have Robo, who's exploded for his offensive production this year, and Otter is one of my favorite netminders, so I'm going to pick Dallas. Vegas and Utah. Now, even Utah are back in the playoffs after being the joke of the league as the Arizona Coyotes for many years, and they have an excellent goaltender, and they have Gunther. However, the Vegas Golden Knights, even though they still have some questions with Carter Hart, are going to get to the second round. The Oilers and the Ducks. Now, the Ducks are another team that are finally back in the playoffs after being the joke of the league, for one of the jokes of the leagues for I don't even know how long. But I mean, the Oilers, they have McJesus. Even though that Jari hasn't been the solution, how can you bet against McJesus? So, go Edmonton. Now I got to predict the number of games. Okay, so Colorado, I'll say 5. Dallas, I'll say 6. Vegas, I'll say they'll sweep. I'll go for the sweep. All right, fine, sweep. And Edmonton, I guess Edmonton will go in 5 because. All right. Now we go out to the East. Buffalo and Boston. This one, I think I'm honestly not sure. This is going to be a close one, but I think I'm going to have to go for. You know what? We'll come back to this one later. I'm honestly not sure. So go Tampa Bay and Montreal. I'm going to pick Montreal in upset. Now, I know that Tampa Bay is more experienced, but Caulfield has exploded this year offensively. He's second in goals only to Nathan MacKinnon. I just love Cole Caulfield. I love him so much. I love Suzuki too. I just love the Montreal Canadiens because their culture of hockey is unlike anything else. So I'm gonna pick Montreal. I'm rooting for them. The Hurricanes and the Senators. I am going to go with the safe pick here and pick Carolina. Ottawa has improved this year, and they're finally better than the Maple Leafs, but, Jarvis has emerged into a strong leader this year, and obviously Fishy is being his usual self. Now, in the Battle of Pennsylvania, Philadelphia and Pittsburgh, I am going to go for an upset here, and I'm going to pick the Flyers. Why? Because even though Crosby and Malkin are still there, the Pittsburgh Penguins are slowly a dying empire. So, and I just love Trevor Zegras. He's like one of my favorite players, and I love that he's reemerged as an elite player in Philadelphia. So, I'm going to pick Philly. Now we have to go back to Boston and Buffalo. This is going to be a tough one, but I think I'm going to pick Boston because they are more experienced, and also Morgan Geekie, the former Carolina Hurricane, has gone from a fourth liner in Carolina to a near 40 goal scorer in Boston. I'm going to say Boston in 7. I'm going to say Montreal in 7. Carolina in 6. And Philadelphia in 7. Now we have to go to the next round. Avs and the Stars. It's getting tough. But I'm going to pick the Avs because of Nate the Great, obviously. He's a leading scorer. How can you not expect the leading scorer to go to the conference finals, man? Now, I'm going to pick the Oilers. This is a rematch in the Western Conference Final of a few years ago when Colorado made the finals against the Oilers. So that's going to be a good series. But now we go to Boston and Montreal. I guess I'm going to pick Montreal here because, again, it's a tough one, but I'm just going to I'm going to pick the Blue Blanche Rouge because of Caulfield and Suzuki. Carolina and Philly. Gonna pick Carolina. I mean, Canes are elite. They're one of my 3 favorite teams. So now we got the conference finals. We got the Avs and the Oilers, and the Canadiens and the Hurricanes. So I'm gonna pick the Canes to make the finals, and I am going to pick the Avs to make the finals because even though the Oilers have a golden opportunity now to make the finals because of the absence of the Florida Panthers in this year's playoffs, I am going to pick the Avs because they have become an elite powerhouse this season, and every time I bet against the Avs, they end up defying my expectations. Colorado and Carolina. Carolina are both 2 very hard, complete teams. However, I am going to give the slight edge to the Avalanche just because some of the Canes' net-minding is injury-prone and or inexperienced. So I am going to predict that the Colorado Avalanche will win this year's Stanley Cup final against the Carolina Hurricanes. Now, finally, it says tiebreaker question here. Predict the total number of goals scored in the Stanley Cup Finals series. Should be an offensive final. They're 2 offensively gifted teams. It goes to 7 games. So I'm gonna say 20. I'll say 20. I'll say 21. They're both offensive teams, so there should be a lot of goals.